Hey there. Oh, there we go. It's live. Hey there, Soulshine. I'm trying a different way. I've only done a live this way one way. So let me first say welcome. I'm Michelle, and I'm inviting you to wake up and live. And I hope everybody's having a great day. And see, it still says my live stream is offline over there. And so I'm kind of confused about this whole thing. So my apologies, as I really am trying to figure out how to do a couple of things. And so the only way I can figure out how to do them is by trying them right now. Is it gonna work? It's muted, so you shouldn't hear it. It says I'm live. I have no clue how far behind it is. Okay, well, apparently it's not gonna work on my phone. I don't know if it works on the other website. Hopefully you can hear me. I put this up so I can watch the chat, and I get that it's delayed, and that's okay. Okay. So soul purpose, and I apologize that that was, I don't even know how many seconds of craziness. Is there even a time on here? I don't even know if there's a time on Google Hangouts. I've only gone live on Google Hangouts one time. So this is kind of different. Alrighty. Okay. I want to still be able to see the chat. Whew. Okay. So today I want to talk about soul purpose and just whether or not we are living our soul purpose. And I believe that the answer in one way is yes, everybody is living their soul purpose. Our souls have actually many purposes, and that's pretty exciting because so many of us are seeking our soul purpose. We're seeking to live our soul purpose. But the truth is that most of us are looking for something that we're already doing. Okay, so soul purpose, the number one, absolutely most important thing that your soul came here to do is live. It wanted to have a body and to breathe and experience this time, this place, the situations that you've lived in. They're not always a fun thing, and you don't always want to admit that you chose that. And I understand that. There are things in my life that I'm like, really, I can't imagine that I would have chosen that. Just because, child abuse, nobody wants to go through that. And yet, there's a lot of lessons to be learned in that. The ability to forgive is a huge one that comes from that. So I'm very grateful for that. I actually have really, truly forgiven. I know I've forgiven, number one, because like 10 years ago, if you would have met me, and one of the very first things I would have talked about was how my dad abused me, how I was a victim of child abuse and blah, 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 blah. And it would have been frustrating for everybody because I would have said, I've forgiven my dad. And you would have been like, right. And then as I've done different mindset things, different forgiving techniques, different healing techniques, I've gotten to a point now where truly the only time I mention it is when I'm using it in a way like this to share that it's possible to heal from it. It's possible to recover and to become who you were really supposed to be. It's possible to find your gifts in that crazy, horrible situation. And I know this from my own personal experiences. I don't know if I've completely forgiven my dad for everything that's happened in my life, but I definitely have for the abuse. And so that's pretty cool. And it's something that I could have only learned that level of forgiveness by experiencing that. So my soul came to earth to experience things. And so therefore I'm living my soul's purpose. However, there are other kinds of soul purposes. There's the calling. And when we're looking for a soul purpose and stuff, we're truly, what we're saying is we feel a call inside. I feel a call inside to do something with our lives. And that is what we're referring to when we talk about soul purpose. You know what? I'm going to move my camera a little bit so that now I still feel like it's still not in the right place. That's better, huh? That is better. Okay. So, like I said, I'm adjusting to a new way of doing things. So really, when what most of us are seeking is to fulfill that calling, to fulfill missions. Even we have a life mission. Now, here's the thing about a life mission. A life mission is that one thing that you do no matter what. And I really truly believe that there really is only one. And it's usually a pretty scary phrase that we're like, no way, no way. So mine is to be a warrior of light. For the longest time I argued with it. I'm like, nope, I'm a bearer of light. And yes, I do bear light and I bring light into this world, but that is not my job, like my mission job. I came into this world saying, dang it, I am going to be a warrior. The challenge I have with that is, I don't like fighting. I came to peace with it a little bit when I watched The Peaceful Warrior. Love that show. And I realized that that's truly an amazing way to be, is a peaceful warrior. But I came to more terms when I thought about what warriors are. There are actually quite a few different types of warriors. You have scouts. You have like the archery team. You have the gun team. You have bomb squads. You have cleanup crews. You have the healing modality. You know, the people that come in and they're the healers through the war. You know, they're all types of soldiers. They're all types of warriors. And the one that I feel most called to is a guide. The kind who are like leading the way. And I feel like it's defense, not like offense. And I think that's important to understand. Some warriors are meant to be offensive and some warriors are meant to be defensive. And some of us are here to guide other people to be offensive and defensive and whatever. Not offensive. That sounded wrong. That sounded so wrong. To be on the offense, like to, you know, move forward, to push out the energy. And for me, it's like I only came here to bring tools into the world, to inspire you to step into your greatness and call you forth. I went to an event last week. Most people know that if you followed me. And this event, this woman who presented it, it was a women's group. There were 1,500 women at this group. And she said every woman should have a sword. And I was just like, that just doesn't even feel right to me. That just doesn't feel like I should have a sword. And so I pondered, what is it that I need in order to fulfill my responsibilities as a warrior? And the thing that came to mind, if you've seen Narnia or if you've read the books, I've done both. Susan is given a horn. and it's her horn that she uses to call when she needs help. And I thought about it, and I thought that's my symbol. A horn that I can call when I need help, but also a horn that when I blow in it, if you will, it's going to call you forth. It's going to call you into your greatness. Okay, so that's my ultimate mission in life, is to be that kind of warrior that calls you out into your own greatness, that pulls you into who you are and into your own greatness. I also have a call. I've felt like this incredible call for years to be a presenter. I felt an incredible call for years to have my own events. It wasn't even just be a presenter, it was be a presenter in a specific way. And as those are, when you start to answer that call, that life purpose calling, that's when you start to feel alive. That's when you start to be more than just living, and you start thriving, and you start feeling and igniting that passion. So how do you do that? There are a couple things that you need to consider. Number one, what's preventing you from shining? What kind of fears or beliefs do you have? Are you afraid of getting too big? What will happen if you get too big? Will you, you could become cocky, or you could become, people could get hurt around you. There's a story of a young man, and it's in the book, The Big Leap, which I really am going to reread again. And it, hold on, I'm going to check something really quick. Okay. And there's this boy, and when he and his sister both played the piano, and his sister ended up dying, and he, they all grieved, or whatever, at least did their best to grieve, and they played the piano and everything, and then when he got older, they got him a grand piano. And they said that they would have never been able to get that grand piano if his sister had lived. In his mind, in his subconscious, the way our minds work, and they connect all these things that aren't really supposed to be connected, but it's how we're designed. We just are constantly connecting things, putting meaning on things. And in his mind, it was his fault that his sister died, or that there was these beliefs about shining, that he couldn't shine because if he shined, then somebody would die. Because he shined, his sister died. Because he needed to be the piano player and get the grand piano and become a concert pianist, his sister died. That's how his brain connected it. And therefore, as he went on from then on in his life, he played small every chance he had. Because he knew in his mind that if he didn't play small, somebody would die. That was his belief sets, okay? So that's what happens, is we have something that happened that we create these beliefs. So what kind of beliefs do you have? What's going to happen? I experienced a childhood full of jealousy. Not my own jealousy, but other jealousy. And for me, that's one of the biggest things I'm finding right now, as I'm trying to overcome my concerns about shining and putting on my events and everything, is I don't want to give anybody a reason to be jealous. I don't want to give anybody a reason to hurt. Like when I recently had a person block me, the thing that has been the hardest for me is knowing that I was a part of her feeling hurt. And so that's the thing that I get to look at and heal, because I can't make her feel anything. And if she chose it, she could use that experience as a blessing and an opportunity to learn. And if I'm holding back who I am because one person might get hurt, think of all the people that might get healed that won't get healed because I'm not there. And I want you guys to think about that with your own lives. If you're holding yourself back, find out why you're holding yourself back. And then think about all of the people that won't be blessed by the gift that you are because you're holding yourself back. There are a lot of reasons for holding yourself back, and it's things that are going to keep you from living your life purpose. It's going to keep you from fulfilling your calling, and your soul is going to come here and just kind of experience life, which is one of its purposes, but it's never going to get a chance to just fully live its life. You came here because you wanted to live and experience, and you wanted to contribute something special and unique to the world, and you wanted to receive from other people all the support and because we're here to collaboratively live as a group of people, all living our purpose. And imagine the world where everybody lived to their fullest, where everybody came and shared exactly who they are at all times. They opened up who they are. They shared. They put themselves out there in a big way. They allowed themselves to shine. They allowed themselves to bring their particular bit of to answer their call. They allowed themselves to answer their call. Imagine that if all of us answered our call. Because although I speak a lot about answering the call, living your purpose, knowing who you are, your soul, creating and manifesting and all of that kind of stuff. And I feel like creating and manifesting is a part of the soul purpose. We came here to create and manifest. And so you're doing that. But are you consciously doing that? Or are you just on default mode? And your soul wants to be on empowered mode, not default mode. Your soul wants to answer the call. Your soul wants to thrive and live and just be amazingly bright. And other people are going to share messages just like mine, and that's okay because that's their message, and we overlap, and sometimes we help each other, and sometimes we just help the different people because different people can respond to our voices differently, and it's amazing. And then other people that I'm sharing this message with, they have a completely different message. Their message isn't to invite people to answer their soul purpose. Sometimes it's what's your mindset? Sometimes it's just, hey, everybody, you can still have fun as an adult. You need to play. It's not over with just because you grow up. There's no time limits and no like, oh, you didn't play until you were, or you got 8, you can't play anymore, or you became 12, you can't play anymore. There's no time limits like that. And some people are here to share us that message that it's okay to play as an adult. And some people are here to share with us the message that you are whole and you are perfect the way you are. And some people are here to share a message that seems counterintuitive to that one, in that I have the solutions to help you to become whole and perfect. And they're not really wrong. It's just a different approach from the same thing. Different perspectives of the same, because all of these concepts are multidimensional and there is opposition in all things. And sometimes those are opposite ideas, but they actually are they are both true, and it's amazing and incredible. Like attracts like, and like are, and opposites attract. Like they're both true. And we are whole and perfect, but we've got layers of garbage on us to take off. And so for me, I see us as pulling layers of garbage off. And then sometimes actually it is putting pieces back. And so it depends on how you look at it. Anyway, so there's lots of different messages, and your message may not even be any of these, and you may not even have to speak a clear message. So the first thing you need to do is recognize why you would hold back in the first place. The second thing is stop looking. Stop looking for your purpose. Your purpose hasn't gone anywhere. Your purpose isn't out there. You already have your purpose. Your calling. Don't go looking for your calling. Your calling is already inside of you. I'm like, noticed that the delay over here on this screen is like half a minute to a minute. I don't know. It's pretty long. It's pretty funny. So you already have your call inside of you. You have your mission inside of you. You don't have to go looking for it. You don't have to find it because it's already here. So stop saying that. Stop saying the phrase, I'm looking for my purpose, or I'm working out my purpose, or I'm finding my purpose. And start saying, I'm living my purpose. I'm answering the call. I'm living. I'm doing my work. Start declaring that you're already doing it. And it will allow your call and your purpose to come to the surface. Because while you're looking for it, it's like, oh, well, I have no reason to exist yet. She's in looking mode. I'll just wait here. And then when you decide you're no longer in looking mode, because if you're looking for it, you'll always be looking for it. When you decide you're in doing mode, your purpose and your calling goes, oh, we have to get to work. And then the ideas and the information just comes to you. And it's like, whoa. So start declaring that you're doing your purpose. You're living your life purpose, and you're answering your call. You're doing your work. You're already doing it. Already doing it. And honestly, truly, you've probably already been doing parts of it your whole life. I mean, like, I think about every time I'm out there talking to a friend or visiting with people, and they'll say something, and I have a little thought, and I say it to them. And that's a part of my purpose, because it's like, well, have you thought of this? Or what about that? Are you feeling anchored? I had recently worked with a friend. We were just walking along, and she was talking about things, and I was like, an image of an anchor came into my mind, and then I said grounded, and she's like, not grounded. I'm like, okay, so it's an anchor. And she's like, oh, that I resonate with that. I'm like, I know better. I should have just said anchor in the first place, but I didn't. And so I've always been doing that. Everywhere I go, I'm sitting there in an event, and somebody will say something to me, and I'll give them a different perspective, and they're like, oh. I went to an event, and somebody was being extra sassy, and they're like, oh, I'm not always as sassy. And she just turned to me, and she's like, just being in your presence brings out the real me. Which is my calling, right? To bring out the real you, to bring you out into your shining moments. And I'm doing that. And sometimes it looks like them coming out and being who they really are. Playful people become more playful around me. Deep thinkers seem to be able to think deeper or express their deepness around me, probably because I am a deep thinker myself. And I give people new perspectives and new outlooks on life and all that kind of stuff just by being me. And so I've been doing it my whole life anyway. But now I'm recognizing it. And as I step fully into it, then I can fully answer the call, and all of the solutions on how to answer the call come to me. The other way that I call that happens when I'm inviting people just by being in my presence to come out is sometimes I trigger people. And what that really is about is they're feeling that called to come forward, but they're not wanting to come forward. And so it's stirring up all the beliefs in between and it becomes triggered. I think it's fascinating to know that. Helps me to feel a little better about the times that people are triggered. And it's not even, they're just triggered by, like, if I walk in a room and I'm too happy. Like, really? I'm so sorry that you're triggered by happy people. So anyway, that's what I have to share with you today. I hope that you find something very beneficial from this, and I hope that you allow yourself to shine a little brighter and to recognize that you already have your purpose in you. You already have that call in you, and it's just time to step into it. Stop looking for it, step into it, deal with the work. I'm so excited to see you shine, especially bright. I do not have a video for you guys tomorrow from other people, so I'm going to see if I can get on and do a video for you myself, because it didn't work out, or I don't know, maybe I'll see if I have a friend that is available that can come chat with me. That would be fun. Anybody want to come chat with me tomorrow? Okay, I will see you guys. I love you guys. Remember to let your soul shine big, bright, live, and beautiful. Be the incredible, wonderful you that you were created to be, and I will see you guys tomorrow.